Are you ready for this? Are you ready for the day? Happy Thursday. It's Russ, and we're back. Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. Man, I am having a little bit of a coughing fit here this morning. And I'm not sure where the guest is. Paul is supposed to be here from New Zealand. It might be a different time zone here than there. So maybe he forgot to rewind his watch. I don't know. However, as you know, we just continue to roll on. I had a great show with Gabe last night, and we talked about this idea that the Pirate Syndicate is going to continue to grow and evolve and expand and help more people. Help more people. Now, if you haven't heard me say that before, I thought maybe, just maybe you could actually learn a little bit here. Because if I help someone create a show, a podcast, and I have an opportunity that you can do that, simple process, easy to access. Drop me a message if you want to learn more, because I'm more than excited to help more people put their message together, create a show, develop their message, and get more visibility and authority. And once you do that, then you get to help more people. So help more people. The go-givers gain. Jim, good morning. How you doing, brother? It's all about supporting each other. Absolutely, positively. It's about how we can help other people, encourage more people around us. And I understand there's a lot of people that are not ready for this. They're not ready to get on camera. They're not ready to start a podcast. They're not necessarily even ready to blog. There's millions of blogs out there, probably billions. And the reality is we all have something to contribute. We all have something that we can actually deliver in a message and produce results. It's not necessarily the experience you've carried throughout your life. Some call it good experience, some call it bad experience. Let's just call it experience for the sake of this conversation. Our experience is what makes us who we are. And by taking that experience and sharing it with others, we allow them the possibility to see a different outcome in their world, in their life. And we have an opportunity that we can actually say, I did a thing, it didn't turn out very well, and here's why. And then they can say, man, I probably don't want to do that thing. Maybe, I don't know. It's like university of life. We have these experiences and we survive them. And then the next thing you know, we get to share them and somebody else can benefit from that episode. So, Linka, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. James, Rockstar James, man, I'm looking forward to bookending the other end of the day with you today. I'm expecting some good things to come out of that. Jim, yes, absolutely. I'm a cool fellow lunchtime here. Jim, where are you located? Where are you located today, Jim? And Lincoln, where are you located? We all have a story to tell. Amen. Yes. Jordan, are you at work today? What's going on? I love that you're here. And Jeff Gordon, experience is the best teacher, Russ. Thanks for sharing. Namaste, Jeff. I love your articles, by the way. And if you're not, everyone here, if you're not connected with Jeff on his newsletters, go connect with Jeff on the newsletter. It's like Jim's in Cambridge, Massachusetts, UK, Cambridge. Okay. Yeah, UK. I was thinking of Boston. I don't know why. I love it though. I would love to come to visit UK sometime. I haven't been to Europe. Been all over the US, but not Europe yet. Maybe if I get over there, Jim, we can go have a drink. Linka, I'm in Naples, Florida, the best state ever. I used to be in Florida. I used to down in Dade County, working down there back in the 90s. So Rick is in the house. Good morning from Kentucky. Thank you so much for being here, Rick. I really put it up to him. I'll put you up. That is so considerate, Jim. I thank you so much. I have this podcast, this show has produced friends all over the world, and I love it and I enjoy it. And it's the reason why I do this thing. This is the reason why we can make connections all over the world. We're living in the most amazing time in humanity's history where we have the technology, we have the ability, we have the opportunity to gather around, put something out that's positive, make a difference in somebody's life. Hopefully, hopefully this can either add a smile or, encourage you to think about something different than you would before. Jeff Young, thank you for the article mentioned, Russ. I'm getting set to give my 65th free seminar this morning. Jeff is a giving soul. I love this man. He is such a tremendous, just a wealth of information, and I can't recommend him highly enough. So, Jeff, thank you. Love you, brother. Namaste. And you have a fantastic seminar. I really appreciate all the work that you do and all of the great information you share. I can't shout it out loud enough. Jordan says, I'm hoping to come back to Arizona, most likely the week of my birthday next February. Well, let's have a birthday lunch, Jordan. I'll definitely connect with you. Love to do it. I want to go to UK to see all the gorgeous castles. Absolutely. That would be very cool, Inka. Yeah, so much history there. Rick says, good morning from Kentucky. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for being on last night too. I really appreciate joining us. Gabe and I are creating some shenanigans together on the Pirate Syndicate. And if you're not familiar with Pirate Syndicate and you're on LinkedIn, please go follow, go connect with the Pirate Syndicate business page. I'm working to expand that page out and get a little more traction on it. And then I want to start creating shows on the Pirate Syndicate page. And it's going to be different than the Pirate Broadcast. And so I can actually highlight other industries. I can highlight other business owners. I can highlight other people. And it's not my show. It's your show. It's the community show. And so we can actually do some crazy, cool stuff over there. So I'm getting the amount of attention that's going into that. I'm putting a little more attention and energy into that show, that Pirate Syndicate, the page, the business, all of the things that go on. So I'm producing shows for other people. So if you're interested or you know somebody that's interested in having their own show or doing their own thing, or they just need a guide, they just need somebody to help them understand all of the things that need to go into a show, please let me know. I'm happy to reach out and help anyone that reaches out to me. I know Europe is gorgeous. I'm from the town of Slovakia, which history goes 11th century. That that's just amazing. You think about the history and everything that goes into all of the generations and efforts that are there. Like, really appreciate that. Yeah, Russ, happy Thursday to my pirate broadcast friends. Love you, man. Thank you so much. Michael Baker, how are you doing, Michael Baker? Join the pirate community, be part of it, participate in it. Thank you so much. How are you doing? Let me know how you're doing. Let's make sure that we have an opportunity to catch up at some point. Barbara, VOT, FYI, that seems like a probably not necessarily something I need to share. My man, Chris, let's get it. If you're not familiar with Chris Ross, go check him out, winject.com. We're going to be doing a live stream today at 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock Eastern time. And Chris and I are going to be talking about the value and the benefit of the WinJect community and how it's changing the landscape of podcasting and podcasters. Chris is going to be going over the platform, winject.com. I know I was on with Gabe last night. We were talking about it, Chris, and we've got some tremendous things going on that are just mind-bending. And you have an opportunity to actually get the assistance and support you need. There's a lot of things out there that are going on that are 2022 is going to blow it up. It's going to be insane and incredible. So Chris Ross, looking forward to that conversation at noon today, my time, Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. And join us. Join us once again. I'll put that out there. And I just want to make sure that we understand that there is an opportunity to make a difference in someone's life. And the question you need to ask yourself is, how can I make an impact? How can I make a difference? What do I need to do to make it matter? You know, we go through life and, you know, a lot of times we have this opportunity to generate a conversation with somebody. We might have an opportunity to meet somebody and teach them something. Listen to them. Just listen to understand what they're going through, what their challenges are. And if you have an offer to some insight, it really makes a difference. There's a lot of people that you don't even know that may be going through a lot of difficult times, and they may be challenging themselves just to stay around. And having people in my life that have checked out of this life, you know, suicide's at an all-time high, and we need to make sure that we're sharing a little kindness, because kindness is cool and smiles are free. And I say that in the most sincere way. It's not just a flippant comment. It's not just something that I say as a tagline for marketing. It's something that I truly believe in, because when you're talking to somebody that's saying, I don't know if I want to be around here anymore, and you can encourage them to get help, or you can actually call somebody to get them help, there's a certain power and authority that you have that you don't even realize that you have the ability to help somebody change their life. And you don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know what it's going to take. It could be in a grocery line where you could make somebody, you know, that's feeling bad or feeling poorly, and you can actually say something that encourages them, you know, compliment them, open a door and say, thank you, please, thank you. You know, be considerate, be kind a little bit. You don't know what impact that's going to carry forward in their life. You don't know what kind of an impact that's going to make in their difference, in the difference in their outcomes. And so we just have to be a little kinder, a little more empathetic, and towards, a little compassionate. And I just really encourage you to think about that. So we do need to think about that. Chris Ross says, in order to change the game, create your own. Smiles are free. Thanks, Chris. I think so. Love that motto. It's true. Absolutely. Linka. I love giving compliments and make people feel great about themselves. It's hard. It's hard to feel down about yourself if you're helping someone else up. It's like Chris Ross says, the win-win effect. He has a podcast on this. And what we can do together is win and help someone else win. When we're helping someone else win, what does that do for us? It helps us win. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page with that, and knowing that we have an opportunity to make it matter, make a difference. So, holy cow, I'm having a problem streaming to Twitch. I know everybody playing a game right now on Twitch is probably bummed. I was supposed to have it. Yes, Paul. So we didn't get you the link. That's great. That's great news. Well, here, let me see if I can navigate that challenge right there. However, you're not necessarily on. Let me email it to you, Paul. Hold on. Invite. Technical challenges. Let me see if I can navigate this and talk at the same time, because we are doing crazy things like this. And apologies for not getting this over to you. So I will get this over here, and we will have a conversation about marketing. But in the meantime, I'm talking about doing some amazing things with Chris Ross, Gabe, the pirate community, and everything going on. So, Paul, you have the link. Jeff Young says, absolutely, Russ. Kindness is cool and smiles are free is the way you live, not a marketing slogan. Yeah, it is the way I live. I'm here in Arizona, caregiver, helping my sister out, doing my thing over here, running a little show in the mornings now and then, maybe in the afternoon, sharing a few people, highlighting a few people, and making a difference. I hope. Hopefully this makes a difference. And here's Paul. Paul's in the house. Can you hear me, Paul?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So welcome to the show, man. I appreciate you being
here. Good to hear you. Now I've got some noise in the background. Sounds like. Do I need to shut off my?
Do you have another tab open? Do you have another LinkedIn tab open?
Yeah. Let me stop that.
Yeah. Just close that tab or mute it.
Yeah, I've closed that tab.
Well, I apologize for not having the link over to you. I thought that had already been taken care of, so I apologize.
No, and just Russ, to let you know, it's 3:00 in the morning. In fact, it's 3:20 in the morning, and I got up diligently at 2:30 in the morning because I didn't want to let you down.
And
I've been waiting.
Well, we'll take full activity here, and and take action and make sure that you have all the highlights you can. So
No, it's
so
all
first,
good. These things happen, and this is the joys of doing these things live sometimes. The best
yeah.
laid schemes of mice and men often go awry. So it's one of those. But it's all good. It's all good.
So
I'm
tell
just
us a
pleased to
little bit
talk to you.
about let's tell us a little bit about what you're doing now, because you're in the marketing game.
Well, yeah, I am, but it's kind of a lot more to me than that, to be honest. I mean, my big thing is I've got this podcast that I'm doing myself called Insights into Success, and I'm not here to promote that as such, but just what I'm wanting to do. I love learning and I love meeting people. And one of the things I just sort of wanted to do actually with my marketing was to do a podcast called, where the theme was making sense of marketing, where I talk to people doing some cool things with their marketing to inspire small businesses out there to do the same sort of thing, or at least do different things, because I think often people tend to just follow everybody else. And if you want to really get cut through in this world, you've got to be different no matter what you're doing, whether it's marketing or whatever. So to really stand out. So I really wanted to do that. And then through that, I kind of thought, well, small business people too, the whole thing of hearing from people that have been really successful and using that to inspire you, and hopefully getting some shortcuts from them as to how to be successful in obviously as quick a possible way. So kind of it's just morphed from doing a marketing thing to much more than that. Yeah. And it's early in my journey, but I have to say, no matter what, I just love meeting the people. That's the coolest thing. And I get off an interview and I'm always on a high, and I've been really, really fortunate so far that I've met some amazing people, and I haven't yet interviewed someone that I've got off late and thought, God, they're a jerk. I wish I didn't talk to them. So I've been really lucky so far. It's been fantastic. So if nothing else, I'm getting a lot out of it, and hopefully, with time, more and more people will listen to me and they'll get something out of it. But I'm not doing it for any commercial reasons. I'm doing it because I love to learn. I believe education's an ongoing thing, and every day I try and learn something new. And hopefully I can, on my journey, share that with other people and they can get something out of it. But yeah, it's been super cool so far. And the thing I love is like meeting people you'd never otherwise meet. Like, for instance, I'm talking to you. I'm in New Zealand. And where are you? Are you Arizona? Whereabouts? I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm in near Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't have met you otherwise. So I think that's pretty cool. So, and I must admit, the thing I liked when I see stuff from you is you talk about smiles are free and all that sort of thing. And I really like that. And I think that's really important. And I really was keen to talk to you because of that. Because I think that, I mean, obviously life these days can be so serious. Yeah. And we can have a lot of pressures on ourselves. And I think, it's great that you do what you do and try and bring it back to, look, every day we've got to just try and be happy. Yeah. We don't know how much time we've got on this planet, and we want to try and make the most of the time that we've got and put everything in perspective, because it's really easy for things to become overwhelming and for us to kind of get out of kilter and have a very stressful time being worried about things that really, in the scheme of things, probably aren't that important at all. So
in the big picture, it's not that big, right?
Exactly. I'm going to bring your screen over here so I can look straight at it. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. And it's trying to discipline ourselves to do that, because it's easier said than done. It's easy for us to wind ourselves up and get very serious about things when maybe it's not so serious. And for me,
it's not that serious.
And I mean, for me, my dad died, and my dad had a couple of illnesses and died reasonably young. And that's really kind of focused me on trying to, as best as I can, and I'm not perfect at it, that's for sure, to enjoy time as much as I can and not put things off, to later. Like my dad was going to lift a lot of things he wanted to do when he retired, and he never got to retire. So that's certainly one of the lessons I've learned from him and that experience.
Yeah, it's amazing what we can do. And I think meeting people and creating experiences in our lives and making sure that we're doing what we can to matter is really important. Marcia just said something. Marketing has really changed over the years. It absolutely has.
Yeah.
And we're going to be on James Kunkel's show this afternoon. We got a show this afternoon. Well, it's probably midday your time, Paul. I don't know.
Right.
But it's really going to be talking about what the future is going to hold and what we're projecting out to be. People are people. Gabe is in the house. Good morning. I had a show with him last night. If you're not connected with Gabe, and I noticed, Paul, that you have your business on LinkedIn, but you're not as active on LinkedIn as some other platforms. So where do people find you? Where to connect with you?
Yeah, so I am on LinkedIn. It's a funny thing at the moment. What I'm doing is I've kind of developing a couple of brands. So I've got Making Sense of Marketing, and I'm about to launch my website for the podcast called Insights into Success. So at the moment, you'll find me on LinkedIn under Making Sense of Marketing, and I just put all my content there. So my marketing stuff and my podcast all go there at the moment. But aside from that, we are on Facebook. I've just recruited a couple of people, and we're just starting off on TikTok, Instagram, under Insights into Success. And I've got a YouTube channel too, which I've been running for quite some time. So you can find us under Making Sense of Marketing on YouTube. And then we've got our own website, msofmarketing.com. Everything's there at the moment, but I'm splitting it. So the podcast is going to have its own website. And it's just going to be dedicated to everything to do with that. Because what's happened is I've started out on this journey doing this website to provide a lot of free content for small businesses on marketing. And then I've had this idea for this podcast, which originally was going to be just a marketing podcast. And then it's grown into something entirely bigger and more varied. And now it's like, right, I need to create its own little home. So that home is going to be launched in the next couple of weeks. So my podcast now has three sort of themes for interviews. We've got Insights into Success, Read to Succeed, because I'm a big, I love reading. And a lot of people I interview are readers. So what I decided to do was just do a short interview at the end for those that are into reading to tell me about books that they've read that inspire them. So I kind of alternate. 1 week I'll do my full interview. And then if they're a reader, the next week, so I publish once a week, I will do a short interview where we talk about some books that have really inspired them. And then the third theme is when I do my Making Sense of Marketing, where I talk to people about marketing. And generally, I like to actually go out and see them on site and video it. But obviously with COVID, we've been restricted and I've been, tied to sort of doing this sort of interview. But yes, that's kind of the three topics I like to cover on my podcast. But things grow, don't they?
Well, now that you're a pirate, you can actually come back and we can give updates to the community. So, and I was doing a podcast every morning, 5 days a week, and now I'm doing it. I'm doing one Wednesday night, so that might be an easier time for you. 5 o'clock my time.
Yeah,
would probably be a little simpler.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's an interesting journey, isn't it? And what you do with this. I mean, for me, I haven't been doing it long. I've only been doing it about a year. So it's a thing that it's just a journey that's just sort of really unfolded, and I'm just loving doing it at the moment. It's been great.
What's the thing that you enjoy most about the whole process?
I think meeting people. Just meeting to them and hearing their experiences. I'm hearing some amazing experiences, and it's not all business. Like there was one person that reached out to me, and he's been fighting a terminal illness since 2012. And I wanted to speak to him because he really, his journey resonated with experiences I've had in my family. And incredible man, incredibly brave, what he's been fighting for nearly 10 years.
Wow.
So just to talk to him and hear his story was incredible. And there's been so many varied stories of people and their adversity that they've had to face and how they've got through that and what the lessons have been that they've learned. So I just love listening to these people, meeting them and hearing their stories and definitely learning something from them. So yeah, as I say, I get off the interview and I feel a real high from it. So I feel very blessed to have talk to these people. So far I've been lucky. I'm sure I'm going to meet a clanger at some point, but so far I've been okay.
Don't put that out in the universe, Paul. Come on.
That's true. I got to stay positive, don't I? Don't put that out there.
Stay positive.
But I am grateful.
Yes. Ken over in Malta. Thank you so much for being here. Ken, I owe you an email. I was going to catch up. Ken, if you're not connected with Ken, he has an incredible training program, a coaching program to get you unstuck and moving forward in your world. So awesome individual. He's a pirate as well. Julie, hey, Link. All of these conversations in the background, I just really appreciate this. This is what you'll find. Gabe says, I want to find and follow more shows like this one. Subscribe to the daily LinkedIn live streaming guide. Gabe is an awesome resource. So you should probably connect with Gabe, Paul, and share your show. And then if you're doing LinkedIn newsletters, if there's an opportunity that we can share that out with the bigger community, we want to go ahead and do that. So just to give you a heads up about that. So meeting
Russ,
new people.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Russ, so what's the thing that you enjoy most about what you do?
You know, the most beneficial result I've had in my life is from podcasting and broadcasting and live streaming has been the relationships I've built. You know, I've created some amazing relationships all over the world that I can go and meet people, and it's like we've known each other for years, and it's just the intimacy that allows us to actually build a conversation around an idea, and then take that idea and build a friendship around it and create a relationship and get to know people at a deeper level. And it's absolutely the same theme. It's getting to meet people, getting to know people, highlighting people like yourself, you know, giving a shout out and saying, hey, check Paul out. He's doing some great work over here. And if that resonates with you, go follow up with him, meet him, and connect with him. Even get on his show. So that's what it's about.
And what about, a question for you is, like, you meet these great people, but how do you stay in contact with them and build that relationship? Because, you know, through doing podcasts, you do meet a lot of people, but everyone's busy. So how do you keep that conversation going? How do you keep that connection developing over time post that interview?
Well, like I'll go on LinkedIn and I'll drop comments in their messenger. You know, I'm on Facebook, and in full transparency, it's difficult. It's challenging. It's time consuming. Every relationship takes time. So you have to create some sort of a systematic approach to it. You know, like I can't spend all day on LinkedIn because I have client work that, you know, as a result of being on LinkedIn. So it's like this vicious circle. It's like I have the work and I have the relationships. And the reality is that you schedule conversations. You have, you know, blocks of time during your day where you're going out and you're saying, okay, I'm going to reach out to, you know, 10 people. I'm going to reach out to 15 people. And you just touch base with people on a regular basis. And the people that want to show up in your world and want to resonate with you are the ones that come back. And, you know, sometimes you reach out to people and it's like an email list. Sometimes they get on your email list and you never hear from them. And, you know, a year later, they just disconnect and you never talk to them again.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's, you know, it's just didn't happen for whatever reason. It's not good or bad. It just is. And other people will respond back. They'll reply to your email. They'll say, thank you. And, you know, the next thing you know, you're on a Zoom call, having a conversation with them. And then you're doing some work with them and you're collaborating on a project together and you become friends. And I'm a huge fan of masterminds where, you know, you get together with a couple of people with, you know, kind of a target and a focus in mind about a subject. And then you build that community out. And I got friends that, you know, I've worked with for 30 years ago that I have friends. Strange though, Paul, I don't really have a huge audience around like high school or college or anything like that. Just more around business and life. So, yeah. Chris
and
Ross says,
sorry, I was just going to ask, how long have you been doing this?
I've been podcasting since 2013. So a
Wow.
few days. So yeah. Uh, there are tons of people that I've interviewed. I wished I communicated with more, but with this platform makes it easier. Absolutely. Chris Ross has nailed it. So Ken says, be great to connect, Paul. This
That
is
sounds
this is
good.
the reason I do this. See, Paul, this is
Yeah.
the way it works. This is my strategy. It's like I bring you on, I highlight you, introduce you to the pirate community, they connect with you, and then all of a sudden there's a bigger pirate community.
Yeah, it's so cool. And I come back to the same thing. It's just amazing being able to meet people around the world and celebrate our differences and learn from one another. And yeah, in some cases, be able to work together. I mean, I think it's just amazing and really enjoy it.
Here's Warren. Here's Warren. Warren, I love Russ Johns and tell people all the time I've never learned. If I ever learned from him on LinkedIn, I would have never known him. And that, add to that, he replied to my message requesting a meeting. That was 2 years ago. We've done business together and became friends. And he's in Houston, Texas. I was in Houston. I didn't know Warren when I was in Houston, but he and I just connected over on LinkedIn. We've done work together. We've met mutual friends together. I've done business with different people in Houston as a result of Warren and the work that he's done. And yeah, he's a friend. I consider him a friend. If I went to Houston right now and said, "Hey, can I surf on your couch?" He would say yes. And
Yeah.
so that's like, I need a place to stay. That's the kind of communication relationships. That's the result of being on here on this platform every almost every day. But
And how many New Zealanders do you know, Russ? Apart from me now.
I probably know a handful of New Zealanders.
Right.
Uh, I would have to go back and look at everybody because I don't always know where people are from.
Right.
And because I was doing the show, I did 500 episodes, Paul, at 7 a.m., which is obviously 2 in the morning, your time,
Yeah.
3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
And so I don't have a huge community from that piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
However, as I change and I evolve into other time zones and other things, that's the reason why I want to do a 5 o'clock show is
Yeah.
so I could get more people on board at a different time zone around the country, around the world. So
Yeah. Yeah.
makes it so.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
Jim says it's all about community. So much of the value in the good community and so much support. And Jim's in Cambridge, UK. So he's in.
Cool.
So it's lunchtime for him. And he says, Lincoln was a wonderful place. Yes. I think there's a theme here, Paul, and you're probably doing it for the same reason. It's to develop relationships and start conversations. Because ultimately, I think people like to do business with people they enjoy hanging out with. I mean, if I could hang out with somebody and have a cool conversation and I learn something new that isn't about business, it's like, why wouldn't I do business with you if I need your support, need your services?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true. And I think just across the board these days, people have such choice out there that they become more discerning. So whether it be on the level that we're talking or just simply getting more background information on a business and resonating with them before choosing to go with them, there's so much choice out there. So I think you've got to do more than just go out there and project a product or a service. You've got to really show people what you're about. And if they like that and that resonates with them, then people will be more inclined to work with you. Doing what we're doing is on a whole different scale again, where we're actually out there talking to people and engaging with people. And as you say, I mean, if you've got so much choice out there and you meet people you really like, then I don't know, I want to work with them. It's like if I go to a store, right? I want to buy, if I'm going to make a major purchase, I want to buy someone I like. Yeah. And if I don't like the person in the shop, I won't buy off them because I want it to be an enjoyable experience. So if I'm going to buy some big ticket item, big TV or something, and the person that I'm dealing with in the store is a jerk, I don't want to buy from them.
Yeah.
I want this, if I'm going to fork out a lot of money, I want to have fun doing that, And probably the best, I got to tell you this, Russ, probably one of the best experiences, a great example of really good marketing was when I actually got engaged to my wife. She said to me that she had found this ring, and she took me to the store, and we were actually on holiday in Australia at the time. And I arrived in there, and they sat me and my future wife, down in a booth and brought out the champagne. And then had the rings coming out, the alcohol was coming out and stuff. And I had a great old time. So by the time it came to handing over my credit card and actually buying a ring, I didn't really care about the price anymore. It was just, I was having such a good time.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant. I love it. So
yeah, so I didn't mind that experience, but if I went in there and I had some grumpy person, handing out the rings and stuff, I probably would have walked out or, gone somewhere else or changed my mind or whatever, because it wouldn't have been an enjoyable experience. So I remember that experience to this day. It stands out, and it was fun.
Yeah.
Expensive, but fun.
I think that falls in line with customer service. There's a lot of areas of business that could just explode if they just up their customer service expectations a little bit. Providing an experience for the people that come into their shop, and provide some little level of assistance and support. And some businesses are doing really well at it, and other businesses are often criticized for it. And a lot of industries are changing right now. A lot of industries are automating and evolving the way they handle and manage orders and processing. And we're living in a society now where Amazon is instant gratification. Okay, I'll order it today, it'll be here tomorrow kind of atmosphere. And the reality is that it takes a lot of time and effort and a lot of systems and things to take the personality out of the transaction. And I still think there's a huge opportunity for people to enjoy the transaction, to enjoy the experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we've seen, for obvious reasons, as you say, a move online, more and more people buying online. And that's fine. And for some things that will work fine, but there are other things where you can't beat that personal interaction, that's part of the experience of buying that item. And that will, for the foreseeable future, I think, remain the case. And those that look to excel at doing that, I think, will set themselves apart from the others that just go through the process but don't see it as an opportunity to really step up and define themselves differently to everybody else out there.
Absolutely. Michael Baker says, create the environment for culture of understanding and servant leadership. And that goes along with the same thing. It's really about the idea that we can, with just a little more effort, create an amazing experience instead of an average experience. It's like, let's not do anything more. Jim says, I offer free music to content creators. That's my contribution to the community. Jim, you must a brother from another mother. I created over 100 tracks this year. So let's get together on that note. See how I did that?
Yeah, no, I love the pun. Came naturally.
So I just really encourage people to do something different, do something unique. And these shows, and as I create shows for other people, that's part of the strategy, is what brings their personality out into the world and what highlights their gifts and their message to allow them to actually resonate with more people in a different area. So it's a fascinating subject, and it's a fascinating time that we're living in right now, Paul. So what's the future of the podcast? Tell me what's going on with Insights for Success. What's the roadmap?
So basically with that, I want to ultimately, my goal is I'm interviewing people around the world, But I would love to get to a point where I'm actually physically going and meeting a lot of these people, doing some the way we are right now, but also going beyond that and actually doing one-on-one interviews. That's where I like to get to at some point. At the moment, we're coming out of lockdown here in New Zealand, so I'll be able to go out and talk to people one-on-one as well. I won't do them all that way, but there's something to be said sometimes by being together. And it's interesting because I've taken on a couple of extra staff recently, and we recruited them online through Zoom and trained them through online. But we got to meet them for the first time in person the other day, and I had a debrief with them, and the feedback from them was they like doing the online. That's fine to a point, but they love coming in, and with me talking to them about my goals for making sense of marketing and insights into success, they felt that it better translated in person than what it did over video, and they have a better understanding of it. So, and they're really pushing this and look, happy to work at home some of the time, but I want to come in too, and I want to be able to come in and we have these sort of brainstorming sessions and we talk through ideas for how we're going to grow our following on TikTok and Instagram and so forth.
Right.
So it was interesting to get their feedback. So again, it's a bit like what we're talking about with the shopping. You know, there's still place for the old-fashioned approach. There's still a place for meeting one-on-one as well. This is great, and it certainly makes a lot of sense in a lot of cases, but there's still a place for the good old-fashioned one-on-one meeting too. So, I'd love to get to the point where I can actually, not always, but, in an appropriate time, actually go and meet people one-on-one and do the interviews.
Oh, I would love that. Here's Nick. Nick is in from Canada today. Morning, Pirates. Thank you so much for being here, Nick. Love to connect and catch up. I would love the opportunity, and there goes I guess we're going long because I was late getting you on. So it's like I don't have a green screen, so I have a regular TV. So it's like, okay, it goes to sleep after a while. The reality is, though, Paul, is that we have so many opportunities. The opportunities are endless in what we're doing right now. So we just have to continue to pursue improvement every day. Just like 1%, 2%, over a year, it just makes a huge difference, though. So
absolutely.
Yeah,
look, absolutely. And I think interviewing the people that I have, that would be one of the themes that comes through, is just that consistency and doing what you're doing. And with time, you will improve. And the cumulative effect of every day, as you say, doing 1% really adds up and makes a big difference. But you just got to get out there and actually do it rather than talking about it, and stick to it religiously, and you will get better and better at whatever it is that you've chosen to do. So, and very much the case with podcasts. I mean, my first podcast, I was really lucky. I managed to talk to one of the richest men in New Zealand, but he did it on his car phone. He's a very busy man. He said, I'll take your interview, but I'm in the car. And it's just like, well, I'll take what I can get. So I interviewed him while he's driving in the car. The sound isn't amazing or anything like that, but who cares? It was a start, and I was very fortunate to get to talk to him. So I was just grateful to do it. And, I've got a long way to go, but hopefully getting better and better over time. But it's just about getting out there and actually doing it. I think that's super important.
Yeah, and that's what Nick says. And because you did that, I'm now friends with both amazing brothers. It's really,
that's cool.
Nick and Warren over in Houston, and Nick and I are all friends because, somebody took the time to actually have an outreach and say, hey, let's connect. And then you connect them with somebody else. And that's the beauty of it. This whole community can actually evolve around, just a subject or a topic or a podcast. So I really appreciate you jumping on, Paul, and I apologize for the confusion and not getting a link to you sooner.
It's so good.
Thank you for joining in, but I do have another appointment that I'm up against, but I just want to make sure that you're connected. Reach out and connect with me on LinkedIn, connect with a few more pirates here. There's a bunch of people in the crew here that would love to connect with you and stay engaged with you. And I know that as you evolve and grow, come back on, reach out, and let's connect. And if I can get a few more friends over in New Zealand, one day I can get over there and actually say hi in real life.
Exactly.
I always wanted to go.
Yeah, playing your holiday around New Zealand.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love that. I would love that.
No, it all sounds good. No, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. It's great to talk to you. And even if it is 3 o'clock in the morning, I thought I'm up this early. I've got to try. I better track you down. I don't want to waste my time of being up.
No, I really appreciate the effort. So there again, everyone, if you're not connected with Paul, reach out, connect, follow the podcast, go out and check it out. Insights into success.
Yeah.
And then go like and subscribe to that channel as well as the Pirate Broadcast. So thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Good to meet you.
And likewise, and have an adventure for the week, because as everyone knows, the Pirate Broadcast is here to provide support, encouragement, because kindness is cool and smiles are free. And we want you to enjoy the day. Take care, everyone.
All right. Good to talk to you.
Take care, Paul. Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the